What's up, everybody? Sega Man back, man, with another check-in podcast. Special guest, my brother, Other Zinc. He's part of the crew, man. We're just coming in here chopping up game, not for a long time because we both got stuff to do today. Welcome everybody. Glad y'all can come and join us, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wanted to get in touch with my brother Zinc. I did send he bought a link, but he might come in. You know what I mean? But we're not gonna be here too long. But let me introduce my guest, man. Brother Zinc, man, that's always on fire in the chat and when he's on live with us on our podcast. What's up, Zinc?
Hey man, doing pretty good, man. Yeah, we both have some things to do, but more important, we have some big shows coming up uh,
Oh, do
in
we?
the
I
next
can't
couple
wait, Zinc.
days. We don't care about that fraudulent Jeff Keighley that much, but we do care about the Xbox show.
Yeah.
Bethesda's going to have a show, and
Yep.
then Sega Man and I are going to have our most favorite show on the 13th when Forza Monthly have that uh, Forza Motorsport detailed breakdown of the game on the 13th of June.
Oh man, I can't wait.
hmm
Can't wait, man. I
I'm gonna
can't
take
wait.
that day off too. I hope.
But Zinc, brother, your boy Sega, man, I kind of been out of the know because I've been having problems with my laptop, which is getting fixed right now. It's at the doctor's. But
hmm
I've been just wondering, man, Zink, what actually has really been going on out here in the gaming streets, man? I hear certain things. I know that one dude was damage control. What's his name? MB Gay or MBG or whatever that dude's name is, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, he's saying he's in total denial, man. So I mean, what's going on with this cat, man?
Yeah, man. MBG, he went nuts. 100 did a little take on him earlier today, and MBG is trying to soften the blow, talking about Xbox hadn't had a good show, and talking about Halo wasn't good, and even though Halo made $1 billion in 2 damn months.
Your boy wants in unlimited.
Oh
So
man,
let me get
hurry
un,
up and get
let
this
me get
dude,
let me get unlimited. You
please.
keep talking, Zink. Let see if unlimited comes in. Hopefully he
Okay,
won't have an echo. So
okay.
let's see. I'm gonna get him in. Go ahead, Zink. Go ahead on, do your thing.
All right. Yeah. Well, 100 did a show earlier today on MBG. I hadn't seen it. I saw the gist of it the other day. But 100 did a show on it today. And MBG is basically making excuses as to why the Sony show uh, wasn't that bad and Microsoft can't capitalize on anything because they don't have anything. And that's basically what he was saying, even though that clown doesn't know that Halo went from 5.5 billion to 10 billion, and Sony don't have anything remotely close to that. It's Google Poll, what's up? You know, and other things that you may have missed, Sega man. We have new narratives now, so now people want Microsoft to have support studios so we could make more remakes. And they start talking about remakes. When the pandemic was here, these jokers were mad at Halo because, oh, we need more biomes and all of this stuff. Now you want the exact same game of a game that we had 10 years ago because Sony can't make any new games now. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Now all of a sudden another new narrative is um these jokers are saying, oh, well, the pandemic slowed Sony's game making progress. So now we see if you could get Dia in here too, if she want to come in here. Then now they want to talk about, oh, we don't have the pandemic slowed us down. Where was this at when we were trying to tell you guys that it's hard to shift 1,200 employees when they making a massive game like Halo Infinite? Nobody wanted to hear that. They act like the pandemic never existed. So now you're making all of these excuses. you know so the excuses and the new narratives, they kill me. But now they're upset, and you're going to hear it, everyone, because see, we have actual games to talk about when they were supposed to have factions, and factions isn't nowhere to be found. You got Jez Gordon calling Bungie a one-trick pony. Really? And he's mad. Jez, of all people, was mad that uh, Sony is allowing Bungie to dictate the future of online success of Naughty Dog. Hey, Jazz, Sony hasn't equaled Halo in 23 years, dude. What are you talking about? Of course they need help. But and then they are also another narrative is Brand didn't understand why he said, "Oh, well, Sony is heavily investing in Sony is really heavily investing in games as a service games now." No, Rand. What's going on is Sony are liquidating assets so they could remain solvent. That's what they're doing. Okay, they're liquidating assets so they could. When they say, "Oh, Sony is they're investing, they're looking for $8 billion." Really? So now they're selling off their assets like they did prior to the PS4 launch. People forgot about that. That Sony was selling buildings and selling off assets just to keep that PlayStation afloat. I didn't forget those things. Well, history repeats itself. It's here again. And this is all coming from because they know they're about to lose that Activision deal. And people don't understand, they fail to realize that when you lose such a cash cow, when I was a sales rep at Nestle, you had to be cognizant of your larger accounts. And those little accounts, they really matter. If you lose a big account, it could sink you. I managed to hold on to all of my large accounts because your large account could represent 25% of your income as a sales rep. Well, Call of Duty represents way more than that to Sony, and they're about to lose all of those little cheap deals that they had with Activision. Now, Activision is nothing but Call of Duty is going to be nothing but a service that they have that they don't own, and they won't be able to have those cheating residuals that they've always had in the past, where they had the exclusive deals. You know, now those things are gone. Hey,
Mhm.
Sega Man, were you able to get unlimited in here?
I sent him a link.
Okay.
Now when he gets in, I'm gonna see if hey Dia, how you doing? Missed doing a podcast with you, First Lady of Chat. So I'm gonna see if he gets in here and see if he can get Dia in here. I can't get her in here on the phone.
Okay. Yeah, but Sega Man, that's what you missed out on, man. Because everybody in the chat, they know you've had those computer problems there that you were trying to work out. You
Can
know.
y'all still hear me good?
Yeah, I could hear you fine. I hope the
Good,
chat can hear you.
good.
Yeah.
But it's good to see everybody back here, man. Me and Zink are hyped. There's some things me and Zink want to talk about a little bit. I want to get Unlimited's opinion on what we were just talking about, me and Zink, man. But yeah, that dude, I seen a little thing. It's just amazing, uh, Zink, how these dudes out here are so fake, bro, and they're just so like they're fake, man. They're just you can tell, and when they do their little podcasts or whatever, trying to just say that Microsoft needs to do this to have a good show. I mean, they're just so damn fake, bro. I can't believe it how they are today. Now
Yeah.
Sony had a really bad show. There were people
Hmm.
on Facebook saying that they were Sony fans that were saying this, that they didn't like the show, it was bad. And now this dude is trying to damage control and say that Xbox needs to do this and Xbox needs to do that, and they never ever had a good show. You know what I mean? Well, I mean,
Isn't that
what are
amazing,
we doing
Sega Man? How
here?
Sony has problems, and then at the end of their sentence, it becomes an Xbox problem, and what Xbox needs to do? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know? Oh, there goes. Let me see if this is our brother here, man. See if we
Hmm.
can get.
Here, let's
On.
go ahead. While you do that, let's go ahead to 9:52 a.m. in this morning over here, and you have your boy Jay up in here. He jumped in here talking his shit. And this is what you're talking about, Sega Man.
Is
These
unlimited.
dudes are port begging right now. I seen a tweet of one of them asking Sarah Bond for Gears 5, Forza, and Starfield. They're hurting out here.
Oh, for real?
Hey man, dude, it's all over the place. These clowns are crazy.
I thought greatness awaits, man. I thought we had no games. Our games is they're repetitive. They're they're rinse and repeat. I thought our games was butt. I thought our games were garbage, man, and they're nothing compared to God of War, The Last of Us, Gran Turismo. That ain't no mo. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I thought we was like our games were garbage, man. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
now we got our brother. Unlimited in the building. What's up, Unlimited?
Oh hell no.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
What's up, man?
Unlimited, go ahead, just fire off, dude.
What's
Don't.
going on with you, man? I'm glad you're here, brother. Glad to talk to you, man.
Yeah, man, I'm always glad to be here as well. Be
I
here as well.
cannot wait till you do the show, brother. I'm gonna be there. Rather or not, if I have my laptop back
Hmm.
right now, Unlimited, it's at the doctor's. It's at the Geek Squad. So no matter if I have it back or not, man, I will be in attendance, and I will not miss my brother's show, man. I will be
Oh,
there, even
good.
if I have to
I,
be on the
I,
phone. I'll be there.
Yeah,
yeah,
what time
yeah.
is that show, Unlimited?
For me and you, Zinc, it starts at 12, and then for Sega Man, E Rock, and Hebot, it starts at 1. And Daya,
One,
for Daya, will be
one,
at 1 as well.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
If you,
I'll make sure to get you all guys a link. We're gonna hang out on my channel on Sunday afternoon. Have some fun with it, man. Because it's gonna be a great day for us Xbox gamers.
hey, Unlimited, if you can, man, before you spit or after, can you see if you can get Dan in here with us?
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'm
brother.
on it right now.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, while he goes to that, Sega Man and I'll
Well,
go
let me.
back to it. Go
Hey,
ahead.
yo, while he does that, I was listening to the Day One podcast, Brother Zinc, and
Hmm.
they had our brother the realist in there, and the realist, he's very opinionated on how he feels about games and stuff. But he
Hmm.
said he doesn't want to see like what is it, a Gears of War remaster collection. How do you feel about that?
Well, and the realist is a shit. I'm 50-50 about it, man. I mean, especially coming from you and I that have logged incredible hours on Gears,
Yeah,
and I'm 50-50 with it. If we get it, okay. If we don't get it, I'm still okay with that. And we have Gears Ultimate, which really enhanced part one.
Hmm.
And my
hmm
second favorite Gears actually is Gears 2, because of what went on in there. And then you then Gears 5 and Gears 4, Gears 3, but I'd much rather Gears release, Gears 6, or you just work on that. We
yeah.
if it comes out, I'm gonna be whooping its ass day one. But I'm 50-50 about it. That's okay. Because I did try and reach back and play part two, and two was a little outdated, especially compared to Gears 4, 5, and the Ultimate Edition of Gears 1. Yes.
Yeah. And we got the first lady of chat in here, man. Miss Dea
Hey man,
4516.
hold on. Before
How are
you
you?
do that, before you introduce our better half, listen here, man.
Go ahead.
Dia and I, we'll clown with the rest of the fellas here in this chat. We'll
Yeah.
clown on other sites, right, in the chat. And Dia said, "Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for the show." And I put in the chat, I said, Dia, you have a show Sunday." And she was like, "Oh,
Hmm.
oh." Go ahead, Dia. Explain yourself, man.
Go
Oh
ahead,
my
Dea.
gosh,
How
you
are you doing?
embarrassing me.
How you doing, Dea?
Well, can I chime in on what you guys were saying just now?
Yes,
Yes,
yes. Go
ma'am.
right ahead.
Um,
Yes, ma'am.
I come from a different position from what a lot of other people do when it comes to games being remastered and remade.
hmm
I do not mind that at all because I can see it from I see the pros and the cons. Okay, if I'm going to be consistent, some of my favorite games have been remade. One of them from a first party developer right now, Shinji Mikami. One of my favorite remakes of all time has been Resident Evil 1 remake. He made that.
Okay.
Okay. And so that's why I said that I really love Shinji because he's a great director, and that's why I look forward to what Tango is going to do even after him because he's nurtured those developers. So when it's done right is and it makes sense when a game is old enough and it needs to be brought along so that the game is not forgotten or that it doesn't fall away. I'm in support of that. And at that time, Resident Evil 1 was very old and very hard to work with because of the old tank controls and stuff. It was the first one. So although you still have access to the original game, I do not mind in a case like that that a game gets remade.
Okay.
Also, I'm okay with remasters. you know, the way I look at it, my favorite collection of all time is the Master Chief collection. What they did with those games is, I would love to see Gears done like that. If you want to know the truth, that's what I want to see them do with Gears. But
Dia, that's the best remake ever done, and how
The
people
first
don't
one?
understand how that
Yes.
Halo Master Chief Collection,
it's
how
great.
they
Yeah.
could allow you to play certain sections of the game, but they
Hmm.
just wanted to harp on the issues they had with the multiplayer aspect. But
Right.
for the single player portion, it is by far the greatest ever done by the different groups of gaming that they put together for us.
Hmm. And what I'm trying to show you guys with just bringing out those points is that there's a right and a wrong way of handling it. Now, what Sony is doing right now is the wrong way. You don't just spit out remakes for the sake of making money. That's when you dilute the brand. And honestly, at that point, you need to push the brand forward or just set it aside. Now, do I think Gears need that? Yes, Gears need a collection. It needs a collection.
I
I would
agree.
love to see it have the same love and treatment that Halo got.
I
So
definitely
I completely disagree. If you said 100 said that that
no.
he
No,
would
that
I
like.
was
think
the
I think it
realist.
was the
Oh, the
realist.
realist. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
I think
love
it
the
was the
realist. He
realist.
knows that, but I
Hmm.
disagree with him 100% on that. I would love to see a collection. In fact, I've been hoping for an announcement because if they do, I'm going to get it.
I'm get it too.
I
Definitely.
want the Gears collection. If they remake it, I really do. I still will buy the, I play the old ones. I still have to play those because I know Zink and I and you Segment, we all agreed to play some
Yeah, we
Gears
could do co-op on it.
eventually.
I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
Yeah, that
so
horde. I'd
maybe the
rather play the
unlimited
horde.
ones.
Horde,
It's
okay.
yeah.
I like
Go ahead
games
though.
like that. So
Mhm.
but yeah, so I am not a person who's like gatekeeping what people should like and what they shouldn't like. I don't care if a person do enjoy remakes. Let's say they do like that because they love these games and they want to see these games brought along, with love and care into the modern day. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not there to tell you what you should like and what you shouldn't like. What I just think it should be done right. And if we're consistent as Xbox gamers, then we shouldn't be willing to see Fable be done or Perfect Dark be done because these games have already existed. But if we're going to be
Right.
consistent about that, because I'm looking forward to Fable, I'm looking forward to Perfect Dark. And yes, these games are reboots. You can call them a reboot, reimagining, whatever. These games already existed, so they fall under that category. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I believe that they fall under that category in a good way, not in the abusive way that we're seeing Sony do. And to some degree, I think some companies like Square Enix is relying too heavily on instead of, well, Square Enix is doing new stuff, but it's just not good. Like the Foam Stars. I don't know what that game is gonna be like, but they're doing different stuff. But whereas in my case, from what I see, Sony is not like they're not really developing new IP the way they should be. They're just throwing out a bunch of gas games, hoping something stick. That's not really
Yeah.
developing and cultivating new IPs the way Microsoft is doing it. That's the correct way. So that's where I stand on that. I just wanted to put that out there.
And before we go on, I would like Unlimited because he caught me in Zinc talking about Unlimited's
Everything.
best friend, man, MBG. So what do you think about that, brother Unlimited? Because I know you always got fire for these dudes out here. That not that their show didn't do good, man. I even seen on Facebook when I was at work, Unlimited dudes like saying, "Oh man, I'm really disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the Sony show. Man, this is garbage, man. I can't wait to look forward to the Xbox show." And these were dudes that I guess had both systems, so they were saying that they was just so disappointed in their show, and they can't wait to see what Xbox Showcase is going to bring to us, man. So what do you guys say about this cat?
Hey, one more thing on
Unlimited?
one more thing, Sega Man. Also unlimited. You go ahead and finish what Dia was talking about. We want your opinion on that too, because we already talked about it about the
Yeah.
remake situation. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah. First and foremost, with guys like MBG, it's simple. He's taking out his frustrations on Xbox. That's all he's doing, right? And I know this because after the Sony show, there's clips of him saying how disappointed he was in this, and now everybody's going to pretend Xbox going to let them down, or what I'm also seeing is that they're really telling themselves they're not going to like it, so they're going to hate it regardless. How do you know this? Because I literally saw people like Ryan McCaffrey and them guys say things, and I'm paraphrasing here. I don't care if Xbox shows Starfield and Forza again. I'm not going to be excited until I play these games because they have to be good. So that tells me that it doesn't matter if Xbox shows you gameplay like you've been asking for, because you guys hate CGI trailers 3 weeks after Sony showed nothing but CGI trailers. Right, it doesn't matter that Anne Greenberg came out and said, "Hey, none of all our stuff is going to be some form of an engine going forward." You know, it doesn't matter. None of that matters because they already told themselves that I'm not going to be excited. I'm not going to be excited about shit until I'm actually playing it, which is ridiculous. You know, which is by that logic, why show any game until the day it's ready to come out? You know what I'm saying? Because if that's your mentality, then I already know how your reaction gonna be. Oh, that looked good, but how do we know? How we know when it releases? And if that's gonna be your reaction to all 40 games, or however many games they're gonna end up showing, then what's the point even watching? You know, don't waste my time with that. You know, so all someone like MBG did, and of course he tried to slander Halo, the franchise that made $10 billion.
Why does everybody always try to slander Halo, man?
That's their go-to, man, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It is funny because you're going to slander the game that made $10 billion annually. But by that, listen, if I was on a show, I'd say, okay, if Halo's such a failure, show me the Sony game that made $10 billion in its lifetime. Please show me it. We've got a search engine called Google. 99% of people on the internet use, right? Go ahead and Google and show me what Sony franchise is a $10 billion franchise in its lifetime, right? And he won't be able to answer that. He'll go to the Metacritics or some other nonsense, some other nonsense, right? And so since they're so disappointed, they're now trying to set the narrative that Xbox is going to disappoint as well, guys. So it's going to be okay, right? When that's not going to be the reality of it. So when I saw 100's video earlier, I thought it was hilarious, especially 100, man. 100 was going off, and it was so damn funny, man. But it's just that, and then in his case, he's the worst because he was an Xbox guy, then he jumped ship to Sony. And now he just pretends to slobber Sony whatever they do, no matter how good or bad it is. So
and Unlimited, tell the whole story. Don't forget how he did his Sony countdown show, and he was dressed as Solid Snake.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That's right.
He dressed as Solid Snake. And by the way, he was one of the people, guys. He's like, oh, Metal Gear is going to be exclusive to PlayStation 5. This, and that. Turned out it's coming to Xbox. Womp womp. You did all that for a multi-plat, and I guarantee going forward he's going to downplay the fuck out of he's going to downplay the mess out of Metal Gear Solid going forward. Now that it's not exclusive,
probably.
Because that's how they work. That's how they work. They care so much about the concept, the idea of exclusives, that it trumps everything, no matter how good or bad a game is. You know, if it's not exclusive to Sony, they will not give it its shine or praise to the extent that it deserves. You know, and then as for the remakes and remasters, all that. Listen, I've been the first to say forever. I'm not the biggest nostalgia guy. I don't yonder for the days of yesterday. I could play. I love the Mass Effect series, and I ended up barely playing the Legendary Edition. I thought I was going to enjoy jumping back into it. It turned out I was ready to play other stuff, and that's just me personally. For me personally, it's very, very, very extremely rare that I ever just I don't know, after I beat a game. And even if I love it, I rarely play it more over and over again, because there's only so many, especially the story mode. There's only so many times you could experience the story mode. Now, games that have any type of, say, horde mode or multiplayer or like Redfall, like those procedural generated situations where you'll get different situations each time you jump in. Okay,
you finally saw that, huh?
Yeah,
in Redfall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole different animal, you know. But I can't, for me personally, I just can't play the same. If I played the story once or twice, I'm not gonna jump back in it the third, fourth, or fifth
And see,
time.
Unlimited on that point, I can play the same game if it offers a different gameplay style or a variant to do something different.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
sometimes, man, I'll go back to play the first Ninja Gaiden. I'll play Ninja Gaiden Black. Then I'll
Right.
play Ninja Gaiden 2. I saw my daughter playing Ninja Gaiden 2 last night, you
Right.
know, and when things offer a different experience, even though it's the same story, but when you know me, I'm always 100% gameplay first.
Mhm.
If I could represent the gameplay in a different manner, I'll play it again. That's why I ran Redfall right back. I'm in 175th hour. I
All right.
bumped up the level of play and I'm going through the game again. And I think I'm almost done with the first map and I just play it differently, you
Right.
know. And this is what I meant when I said it's like Gears Horde. It's the AI is controlled by cloud technology. So the AI is different. And
Yeah.
with Redfall, they put things in different spots, and it
Mhm.
will make you walk further. And you have to go through towns, and you may get a different outcome this time.
Yep.
And Dia's people. What are your people that you had a problem with Dia from Redfall? Uh,
Um,
you
problem.
named this group of people. I keep forgetting their
Oh,
name.
it's the Bellwether
The
team that man
those
they
dudes are
those
rough.
guys are so darn hard. I mean, in our
Yeah.
game it is. I don't know why they're so hard.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of. And do you know I paid attention to them during one game, and I think Arcane had somebody teach them
Yep.
how military people actually surround you and stuff because
Correct.
I was playing Jacob, and Jacob can highlight where everyone is. And when I did that, I saw that there was a group of Bellwether. Then they broke off into three groups.
Yep.
They separated out. They were flanking us with two of the groups, so we knew we were in trouble
Yep.
because they surrounded us really. And then the first group was coming in, and they were handling everything like military.
Yep.
Like some of them was hiding behind cover, while others they were thinning out bit by bit until you get like one or two that looks for you. They're
Yep.
looking around for you because they're not sending everybody out after you. If you
Nope.
go out and try to kill them, the others will start picking you off
Hmm.
while the other two is flanking you. This is what I noticed in the game. So I think a lot of thought was in Redfall, even though I understand the trouble development.
Yeah, but Unlimited and Sega Man let the internet tell us we're supposed to hate that game, so Dia's a liar.
Why are we supposed to hate every Xbox game that comes out for us, man?
Exactly.
Because that's what they said.
Man, every
One
game.
guy said that Redfall should not have been made.
What?
Dude, it
Okay.
was Sovereign from the Iron Lords. He said it this Sunday. He said the game should not have been made. That's how bad it
Did he
is.
say why?
He just said it's not a good game. And
Man, it's a great game.
even though the PC is more powerful than the Xbox, sometimes you have to optimize for so
Exactly.
many different PC variants. The code gets lost, so you have more issues. But when you're developing for the console, you have one strict space to develop for, so you will have lesser issues. I don't experience all of these problems. And Dia brought up how they started flanking you. Hey, I used
Yeah.
to stay on one side of a house, keep my back to the house, and wait for these guys to come around the corner. Now they're coming around the backside of the house. You
Right.
can't hide behind the car because if you hit that car too many times, it's going to
It's
catch
gonna blow.
on
Yeah.
fire, and then there'll be a chain reaction of explosions. And don't let gas be on the ground because it'll ignite that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they
So yeah,
do take advantage of all of that, I might add. They
yes,
use
they do.
everything. One time I got blown up by a car. I didn't even see it coming. I was like, wow.
And you
It
have to
was
sit
so
back and laugh,
embarrassing.
right? You have to sit back and laugh. It's like, and you just have to give it up to the computer. Hey, you got me. Just back
Yeah,
off.
they got me on that one. Yeah.
Hey, and here I was talking shit about Unlimited when Unlimited posted that video of Redfall, and Unlimited ran. And he was in with Vampire Nest, and I'll purposely go to Vampire Nest to get new guns and things like that. So I jumped in the comment section. I was like, Unlimited, no. And here I am. I'm going into Vampire Nest and make and just get, those vampires come at you, but I found this new vial that if you stab one of the vampires, it'll ignite the vampires in the surrounding area. So if I could catch that
Oh,
one and I'm in a box, oh man, I got everybody, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Redfall is a great game. But yeah. What else were we talking about there?
You were talking about
we got
how
Tuckmaster, by the way. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Is he
he
in here?
wants. Yeah, he wants to
he
come.
wants to get in.
Oh,
And
I sent them a link, so tell them it's on Facebook.
okay. Hey, Unlimited, you were talking about the remakes
Oh
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
game. That's
yeah.
where you closed off at.
Oh yeah. So my philosophy on remix is this: if the game's old, go go ahead and do a remaster, do a remake, get that new audience to play it. I just didn't like the trend that we had last generation and what Sony did with The Last of Us, where a lot of them 360 and 360 games got remastered for no reason
Right,
on the
right.
Xbox One, especially the first 3 or 4 years of that generation. That just drove me crazy, and as long as that don't happen, I'm not going to complain about remasters because that's is as simple as if I don't want to play it, I'm not going to buy it. So I don't get
Hmm.
upset over
Right,
what
right.
other people's going to play.
So
Right.
And
Unlimited,
what
did
what
it
you said is the bad side of it. It's a good and bad side, and that's the flip of the
Yeah.
coin, which you just described. Yeah.
And I just thought it was crazy that people bought The Last of Us for the third generation in a row, full price. Now, it's not even
Exactly.
like it was like a $40 game. You know what I'm saying? Full
$70.
price. Full price $70 game, and they're going to tell me that's quality. I think that's bullshit.
hey,
Hmm.
I
hold on,
would
Unlimited.
buy
Let's
nothing if they kept reselling me the same thing over and over at full price, and it had less content than the previous version. No, go that just doesn't that's a no for me, and
Hey,
I'll never.
here's Unlimited, the accountant leaving out money. That game cost $60, what, 10 years ago?
Hmm.
They bumped it up $10 more, made you pay $70 for it, and took the multiplayer out.
Yeah.
Now, so they taken content away from you, added $10 and made you buy it again.
And the thing about The Last of Us, it doesn't have fluid, it doesn't have unique gameplay. You don't build characters like a RPG, right? Or you don't play different characters with different play styles like Redfall, where with Jacob you could play more stealthily, or
Right.
or with Layla you could use her energy to bounce bullets off to other people and stuff. You play as the exact same character with the exact same guns and the exact same story and the exact same line, and the same boring melodrama with the same long ass cutscenes. And for $70, and you're telling me that this is better than what we get on Xbox? No, you're not going to sell me on that. So
Yeah.
that that's why with the Perfect Dark. Yeah, we haven't had Perfect Dark since 2006.
Right.
Sign me
Right.
up on if that's a remake, reboot, or whatever
Yeah.
it is, or a new game, or a sequel to
Right.
Perfect Dark Zero. Sign me up to that. Don't sign me up to if we get a Gears 5 remaster, for example. That came out in 2019. Don't you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's not going to happen. But that's
No.
just an
Yeah.
Xbox example, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
And then,
collection would still be great though, just to have so you could just buy all the games and
dear, you
follow
said
the
something
story.
very, very different. When you brought up the Halo
Right.
Master Chief Collection
Right.
and the way they did that
The
game,
way
where
they
you could
did it.
just, the way they did it, that either way, like I said, I was 50-50. Sega Man and you put the Gears out, I'm buying it, dude. I mean,
Yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
buying it. I don't care what the price is, I'm buying it.
I don't need.
Like,
I don't.
I don't care. But the way you put it, dear, that adds value to more value to the game.
Hmm.
The way that Halo Master Chief Collection is done.
Because to be honest with Halo, my friend he pushed me towards the collection, not the individual games. He pushed me towards the collection, and I
And
understand
rightfully
why.
so.
Right. And that
Hmm.
was my first time. So yeah, I thought it was great because I could follow the story. And I guess I'm just taking it from that perspective. Maybe for Unlimited, he won't need that. But somebody who's
Yeah.
never been in that world and they can have everything like in one go. You can just go through the story from one game to the next. That was great for me. That was a great experience. It's like I didn't have the separations. I was able to play the game all the way through and see the story knit together. It was just very fun. And you know.
And you know what? And to cap that off, like 100 just said, all those games are on Game Pass. And you know, that's the one thing that made, when people say 2017 was a down year for Xbox, I'm like, they had Forza Motorsport 7, which was the most powerful game, console game, period. That even in 2022, Gran Turismo 7 isn't more powerful than Forza Motorsport 7 in 2017. Furthermore, we had the Xbox One X that enhanced games to 60 frames per second.
Right.
So they gave us all of those games with a better play value, you know, and you have all of these games, but I understand what, like Gears 2, even though it's in Game Pass, it's not up to date, especially after you play Gears 5 and the way that game run, man, it's insane. So you know, it does feel different, you know.
And let me say this. Sorry to cut you off there, Zink. In the debate of remasters and remakes, I'll always, for me personally, I'll always take a sequel over a remake or remaster because I want to see. I want to see what happens next.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, Commander Shepard's journey in Mass Effect 1 through 3, absolutely fantastic. I was sharing shit. Show me what's after that. I don't need to go back to a story over and over again. You know, same with Gears. I love that Gears went forward with JD, Kate, and Dell, as opposed to we're playing as you know, as opposed to still keeping up with Marcus and them to the extent, you know what I'm saying? Move forward. Show me what's next. What happens next in this journey, right? You know, and that's another thing in that debate.
I'm glad you brought that up, Unlimited. And see, even like I like things different. I did play Mass Effect over and over and over again because I liked it so much.
Well, you have different outcomes with Mass Effect. You could, you know,
correct, dear. You can. Like I refuse to kill Ashley over Cade. I'm like, I said this time I'm going to kill Cade. But I looked at Ashley. I'm like, Cade, bro, you got to set this bomb. You out of here. You know, you gone. And then, as Tuck Master used to say, the reason I didn't like the collection, even though I bought it unlimited, the Mass Effect collection, they took those views of Miranda's ass out of the collection. I'm like, oh, they did? I stopped playing it right then and there. I was like, I'll go back to the old one if I want to play it over again. I was out. Man. You're not going to do that to me.
Man. Y'all.
Hey, Tuck, Deal wanted to know, are you gonna get a PS5 to play Cat Quest that you waiting on?
Man, that'd be the wrong thing. That'd be the wrong answer to give me because I turn around and just get into my dog so they can piss on the PS5.
Oh man, that's
man, not Cat Quest.
Yeah, no, just the PlayStation 5 period. In the Cat Quest, man. But no, man. I mean, it's just. I mean, these people just these Sony ponies out here being crazy. They being crazy for no reason at all.
That pony bomb.
Like I always have said, the Xbox is the market leaders, and that's all it is to it. I don't give a care about what the media says. Xbox is doing everything for gaming, and they are. They're just doing everything for gaming. Look at all the services: Halo, Gears of War, Horizon, Forza Motorsports. I mean, the services keep on going on and on. And this is something that Sony should have been doing years ago. And they had the opportunity years ago to do it.
That's a classic, Tuck. Every time we do that. That is a classic.
Y'all.
I gotta hand it to you, man.
No, but tell you the truth, they had a chance to do that years ago, y'all.
They did. Hey, let me help you out. Let me help you out, Tuck. Hey, Tuck, you remember when Phil Spencer said that single-player games don't provide the value that's needed? And everybody hated him for it? Now look at you, Sony. Now you understand what Phil Spencer said. And all Phil Spencer was saying is that games have to make money after point of sale.
That's right.
God of War stops making money the day it's purchased. Halo
Yep.
makes money continuously on a hourly basis. This game makes money. Same for Sea of Thieves. Well, go ahead, Tuck.
I mean, they're gonna have a 10-year expansion on Sea of Thieves pretty soon, are they?
Probably so, man.
Sea of Thieves is
They're always
ongoing.
dropping stuff there.
It's so ongoing. They have a Halo. I'm sorry, a Sea of Thieves show every month.
And I know they're gonna have Halo 4, the Season 4 come out
Yeah,
next
that's
month.
coming out. Yeah.
I mean, comes out this month. Man, it just mind blows me how the Sony ponies really think they're the number one leader market, and just because you got more console sales, and console sales not even the thing about it no more. It's all about the services and all about the internet and all that stuff. It's all about the cloud. And here goes Sony gonna say I think the other day they said that the cloud is not really where it's needed to be. I'm like, okay, you know what? Come on. This is all a boy.
Hey, Tuck.
And this is what I always say. Huh?
Also, Tuck, if Unlimited did an audit on Sony, I'll bet they didn't sell the number of consoles they sold. They say they sold.
Oh no,
ahead,
God,
Tuck.
I don't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah,
especially
listen, they can't get their numbers right. So, I remember last show we did. Someone in the chat said they sold 50 million. I'm like, all right,
yeah.
all right.
Was he
So-
serious?
I've heard that before.
Yeah, dear, he was serious.
Oh my gosh.
And this one don't make no doggone sense to me. Okay, you got all these consoles out there, but y'all still not playing y'all single player games. Y'all not playing y'all exclusive games. And don't forget, the people from Square Enix came out and said the other doggone day that they're scared about their pre-orders.
Yeah.
So if that game don't sell, I'm telling you, they signed a deal with the devil, and that is Sony, and they're gonna get burnt by Sony again. That game should have been on all systems. And Square Enix bit the bullet like they always do, and that's it. It don't make no sense why they bit the bullet on that deal. They didn't have to bite the bullet on that deal. I mean, Square Enix is. I mean, I understand that you're a Japanese company and all that stuff, and I know you got your pride, but darn, do you want to keep your family, safe? You want to keep them, mouth on the, food on the table? I mean, I wouldn't have signed that deal, knowing that Final Fantasy is going to be big. I wouldn't have signed that deal with nobody.
Sign it.
I don't give a care if it would have been Microsoft or it would have been Sony. I wouldn't have signed that deal knowing that my first initial hit, knowing that Forsaken did so bad. It did so bad that they had to close the studio down.
Yes, it was bad.
No.
I actually saw some gameplay of it, and it's bad. The writing is so bad. The world feels so dead. It's just they say Redfall feels dead. I was like, you got to see the gameplay of that game. I saw it because I wanted to see for myself. I wasn't gonna buy it, but
what game are you talking about?
Forspoken. I looked to see what people was actually saying, because I like to see things for myself. And that it was bad. Like it was bad. It couldn't keep my attention or anything. It was
you just brought up something.
It's a brand new IP, and they took a chance on it.
They did, and that I don't mind.
Microsoft either way it go. I would have just let Microsoft put it on the side and see what we can do.
And that goes for any studio. If a studio is working outside of their comfort zone, they're trying something new. It's a new IP. I say go for it. Whether it is good or bad, let them get the experience behind their belt. That's how I look at it, because nobody's going to be perfect coming out with something they've never done before. That's just not how it is. Now, I know Arcane in their case, they just didn't want to do it. They like the single player experience. Let them stick with what they know and let them reinvent that in some kind of way then, but I thought they did pretty good with Redfall for a first try. I mean,
I thought it was
aside.
Great. Yeah. I love that game. Did you beat the game yet, dear?
No, I've gotten sucked up into Diablo. One of the friends that I was playing Redfall with, the deal was that he Redfall, and we played that together. And then I had to buy Diablo 4 and play that, and we're playing that now. So I'm gonna have to go back and forth between the games now. So,
Yeah, I
but I've
heard.
already started Diablo 4. That game is good, dude.
Yeah,
Oh
that.
my gosh, if that ABK, oh my gosh, thinking that that's coming to Xbox at some point. Oh, that game is so good. I'm really enjoying myself. Diablo 4, I highly recommend it.
Our Diablo 4 is a trip.
Yeah,
It's good.
good. It's
real
good.
good.
Yeah.
It's real good. But no, I mean, it just affected for a brand new IP to come out and you don't know nothing about it. People, you don't know if it's gonna be successful or not. Come out with it on all systems, so you can at least try. But you sign a deal with the devil, and when you do that, that's what they did. Sony is no good at all. Sony or either Nintendo. I don't like neither one of them. Neither one of them would never come back in my house. Neither one of them. I don't give a care about a handheld or nothing. I mean, Sony is just. I just don't like Sony, man.
If they do that, that's dumb.
Hey,
If they do that handheld, that's dumb. They're gonna lose.
Oh man, they're gonna lose more money.
Oh, they're gonna lose that big time.
And here's the problem that I don't understand why the developers don't see this. That it's not that PlayStation doesn't have the player base if you're looking at console sales, whatever the real number is, right? It's more that they don't. They're like, they remind me of like Nintendo gamers, where Nintendo gamers don't care about anything other than Nintendo games. If they're hardcore, I'm talking about hardcore, not the people who own like multiple consoles or something. I'm not talking about those people, but I'm talking about the ones that just only play on Nintendo. They don't really care about these other third party games. They just don't. They have a Nintendo for their stuff, and that's really all they care about. And it's gotten to the point where I think Sony has cultivated an environment like that. Not only do people only want first party Sony games, but there has to be a certain quality of first party Sony games too. Like it has to hit that AAA cinematic type of thing. And that's so niche because most developers just don't make games like that. Like
and
you get some,
but it on barrelhead right there.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't have most of the market full of those type of games anyway. You just can't. Not everybody likes them, and for all that work and all those years you put in there, you might get maybe a 40-hour experience out of that or something. Depends on the game, right? So you do need something that's ongoing, something that you can just add to over time, even if that means story and stuff. This is why, getting back to an Xbox first party game, ESO is on fire. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but that's Elder Scrolls Online.
Kids play that.
Oh my gosh, that thing is on fire. So many people say the story in there is fantastic. The world is just so great. And some people, because if you like story a lot, try to look into an MMO because they do change it up, and the world is so vast. If you like that open world feel and stuff, that might be the way some people might have to go with some of these first parties, because they're not going to be that many of them produced as they once were. And I think that if you have a good team that works on something like a MMO RPG, where you can get all the story and quests that you want and development, but yet at the same time, when you don't feel like doing that, you can do other things. That might be the way that maybe these games might have to go. I don't know. But the problem is with Sony is that they've cultivated this type of player that cannot survive moving forward. They just can't. And so they attack third parties. If a third party show up somewhere else other than Sony, they got to pretend and act like they're a first party. What? They're not a first party developing studio. They should have every right to show up on PC, Nintendo, Xbox, whatever. If they wanted to show up in a cloud service or something, they should have the right to do that. And they're gonna have to do that to survive. And this is Square Enix's problem, is that they're stuck, and this is why they're so stuck. Going back to Unlimited's point, they're stuck making remakes. I'm hearing rumors that now they're making a remake of Final Fantasy IX.
Fantasy IX, yep.
Now they're making remake. They're gonna remake the whole catalog. I mean, they're not.
And Dia, I think you missed the beginning of the show, and that's what got us started on that. Right. Was because now the new narrative is a group of podcasters said Xbox needs studios that just do remakes only, like Sony. That's what got us started on this.
Boy,
Okay.
that
Yeah,
That's the
those
new
people,
narrative.
those people that want Xbox to be Sony 2.0 drive me. They're so
they drive me
ridiculous.
crazy.
You know, so listen. If you want Xbox to do exactly what Sony does, just buy a PlayStation because
That's
that's
what
the
I
only
say.
way you'll
That's
be
true.
satisfied.
That's right.
Because
Buy a
my
PlayStation.
Xbox mentality has never been the Sony way. Never, and it'll never be. And for good reason. Nor should it. We should not live in a world where the big gaming platforms release the same type of games and all we ever play are third person over the shoulder games that last 20 hours. No, that'd be boring. It would
Mhm.
get boring if Xbox didn't have a Raven Lock or a High on Life or a Hi-Fi Rush to build with your Halos, Forzas, and Gears.
Correct. And
That's true.
Minecraft. I mean, they cover every piece of gaming because I don't play all of these games. When the older you get, the less games you play. And I would never play a game like Minecraft, but my kids do, and everybody else does. It's the world's number one game in the history of gaming. So of course somebody is playing it. I'm just glad it's in our portfolio. It's another cash cow that
Yep.
makes your system more profitable. So you could take more chances on the games that Unlimited likes, Dia likes, or the games that we like, the Gears, the Forzas, the Halos. And now I love Redfall, but people hating the game, but because they don't experience the single player. One of the guys said that Redfall was not a AAA game. I tell you what, I stood on this mountain, and as I'm standing on this mountain, I looked down at this village that was a fully fleshed out village. Then I looked off into the distance at this lighthouse with the light turning that I put in there. And when I looked at that huge distance between myself, this mountain, and that lighthouse across the way, I could get down from that mountain and walk all the way to that lighthouse. Then, when you look at the map, you'll see the distance between that mountain I was at and the lighthouse are in pretty much closer proximity according to the map. And that's how big that map is when you're playing this game by yourself.
Mhm.
So, and then on the behind me of the mountain that I stood on, it was this rocky bridge to cross over to the next mountain. And when you look down there, it's their enemies in this like valley of this mountain. It's a Find me the game that Sony has that's that open. And here's the part that I like about it. There are no cutscenes between myself and that lighthouse.
Yes.
The only time I'm coming across a
Cutscenes.
cutscene is when I complete a mission and they
Yep.
give me a dialogue there. That's it.
That's right. That is right.
I
You
got a
got
story that's just as good.
Go ahead,
I
Dan.
I when I was in Redfall, we were trying to get to a nest, and we got cut off by a fight that was going on between Bellwether and the vampires. Okay,
Thank
they
you.
and we left. We said, let's let them two fight.
Yo.
We went in the nest and everything. Came back out, and the fight had evolved, and now you had three branches that were fighting each other. And I
Yes.
said, was that fight going on the entire time we was in the nest? Because it changed up. It was some of the vampires was long dead, and some was trapped in like these little like traps, I guess they had with the lights and stuff. And then
Yes.
they were fighting cultists at this point now. The cultists that came in and started helping the vampires.
Yes.
So I was like, wow, they were still fighting all this time.
Yes. And Dia,
That's true.
and to tell you how accurate it is, I keyed on one of the vampires. I was about to shoot him with the that stake gun. 'Cause I used that as a sniper rifle. So I'm like, no, let them kill each other. So I went and did something else, came back, I zeroed in on the vampire, and his health was all the way down. They were whooping those vampires' ass, boy. So I mean, the game, I love this game. Hey, Dia Unlimited, you remember going to this one castle that had those UV lights up so the vampires couldn't get in? Let me tell you something. I snuck up on that thing. I turned that thing off. I turned it off, and the vampires just swarmed in. Dude, it was crazy. They had to fight the vampires, so I'm out here by myself while these jokers are fighting each other. So I joined. I went into the castle. I joined into the fight. I was shooting those jokers through the window. Hey man, the game has some variables to it that now a lot of people won't see because the whole internet hated it.
Yeah, it's sad, but
That's sad.
I get that the game had issues, but sometimes it's a diamond in the rough. Like I'm glad that they um didn't give up on Cyberpunk. I'm glad they didn't
Yeah.
give up on No Man's Sky. Believe it or not, that game has been made very good.
Yeah,
Well, I hated
every
them. Go ahead, Unlimited.
Oh no, no, yeah. I was just gonna say, every few years, Xbox gets that game that gets unnecessary hate, but when I play it, I love it. In 2019, it was Crackdown 3. Loved that game. Beat it on legendary
I love that.
difficulty and
It's awesome.
everything. In
Mhm.
2018, it was State of Decay 2. Everybody
Yep.
knows I praise that game every chance I get. In 2014, it was Sunset Overdrive, and look, Insomniac uses that engine from that game to power the Spider-Man game coming out this year, right?
Mhm.
In 2016 it was Quantum Break, so it is pretty routine, at least from my experience with these Xbox games, where okay, they'll hate it, I play it, love it, and I just come to the complete opposite conclusion to general public, and I wonder what game did they play. That's the question I end up asking myself, y'all, is what game did y'all play? Because I'm having a blast over here killing vampire, and the game is tough as hell,
Yep.
which is good, which is always good to me because I like a little challenge. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, Unlimited? Let me help you out there. And if Microsoft didn't invent this new marketing ploy, you would have hated you wouldn't have hated Hi-Fi Rush, but the internet would have. If
Yeah.
that game weren't Shadow Drop and
Yeah,
all of us
yeah.
got it at the same time, oh man, the reception would have been
Oh yeah,
very,
they would have
very
been
different.
done.
They would have killed that game.
Yeah. Kept that game like it ain't nothing.
And that's your game of the year, Unlimited. Pal Trex, what's up? Gogo Poe, we said what's up to you.
Big shout out to the chat, man.
Yeah, Chat Jay, we read something from him. Dusex Machado, he said something interesting. He said, I think Sony's PlayStation, they did sell the number of consoles. They say they did. My question is, how many of those consoles activated and how many are still in the hands of scalpers? And and 100 said that once before. He said, yeah, those Sony consoles are shipped from one warehouse to another, and they're counting it as a sale. I don't know. That thing is $500. It's big as hell. There's no way in the world I'm buying a PlayStation and not turning that thing on or turning
Right.
an
Why would you?
Xbox on.
Yeah, that doesn't make
Go
sense.
ahead.
You will own a console you never turn on.
Well, no, and it's the most common situation is they buy one or two games a year. That's the most common situation, especially since their version of Game Pass isn't as beloved, isn't well known, as it's promoted, so they don't have nearly as many subscribers. What you see is that's why if pretty much look at the top 10 best selling games of the year, that's what they're buying, and even then it'll be like. One PlayStation guy just buys his COD, Madden, and FIFA. That's it. Literally, that's it.
Right.
Next, he just buy his Assassin's Creed, GTA, Minecraft. That's literally it. He's
Right.
good for years. So it's not. So even with those who are turning on their PlayStations, what you're seeing is that, as the analyst said a month ago, they're not buying. They're just not buying software like that. And all metrics point to that just being the objective fact in this case. And so that's what you're seeing there, Dea, and the rest of y'all. Even if they are buying games, it's once, twice, three times a year, and it's the same three fucking games they play every year. And that also leads to this other issue of people. That's why you also see people say gaming is boring now, and then you look at their history and you notice that they literally just play the same set of games.
Right.
Of course, it's going to be boring.
Right.
If that's all you play all the time.
And that's a trip. And that is a trip.
Let me ask you guys this question then. How did Microsoft do it? How did Xbox get its fan base to they push you into other games that you would not normally even play. How did they do that and get the people to participate in it? Because
Simple. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay, no problem. Go
Dea.
ahead. Go
But
ahead.
Game Pass is that accessible. For $10 to $15 a month, you got approximately 500 games at your disposal. And so for no extra cost, somebody could play a new Xbox owner. Now remember, the Series X and X owners, 70% have Game Pass. That means I guarantee of those 70%, there are a large chunk of them who did not care about Redfall, did not care about Hi-Fi Rush, who did not care about any of those games until it was on Game Pass, downloaded it just to try it, just because they saw it on their home screen when they turned on the Xbox, said, oh, this looks cool, downloaded it and played it, and like, oh, snap, this is great, and bought the game. And that's why it ties into Sarah Bond, who said 3 years ago, Xbox Game Pass subscribers, buy 40% more games than non-Game Pass subscribers. And that's because that accessibility is unreal. It's unmatched. It's the equivalent of if you were on Netflix and then you loved your show so much you're able to buy it to own it, right? And then all of a sudden you own, for example, I like that show F is for Family on Netflix, right?
Okay.
I watched that season like, oh man, this is a great show. Let me just buy it going forward, right? And I'm like, boom, I own that show now. I could watch it anytime in my disposal. Right, so that's how they bought them in, because Game Pass is that accessible. See, on Sony,
yeah, it is.
You can't try God of War without paying $70. So there are Sony fans who have no interest. My brother, for example, when he gave me his PS5 and I put in Spider-Man, he did not play that for a second. It was literally at the start screen, game, right?
Wow.
So he never had an iota of interest, and yet. Since Sony Game Pass doesn't have their exclusives, especially day one, if you're not interested in God of War, guess what? You're not going to try it, because why would I spend $70 on a game I don't care about? Right. However, if you didn't care about Redfall, it's like, no, I'll just download it and give it a shot. Because what are you losing out? You play it for an hour or two, see if you don't like it, just uninstall it. You didn't lose money. You barely lost time. You could go back to hundreds of other great games. So my perspective. And I'm sorry to cut you off there, Dea, but I'm about to get back to work. That's why I was trying to.
Oh, that's okay. No, I wanted to answer. No, thank you. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's my point of view, guys, and I gotta get back to work, so I'll be listening in the chat.
I'm glad you showed up, Unlimited.
Thank you, Unlimited.
Yeah, I'm glad you did Unlimited too.
Yes. See you guys Sunday.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
I'll be on there. Unlimited channel Sunday, guys. Come and tune in. Unlimited Truth.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to go in a second too, and to jump on what Unlimited said,
Dea.
I
go too, man, in a little bit. Yeah.
And to jump on what Unlimited said, Game Pass is a new marketing vehicle and advertising vehicle. Every time you turn that Xbox on to 35 million screaming fans. Okay, and so you're getting that also. So they're going to try a game. Because a lot of kids, hey, what's new? My son and his friends, my daughter and her friends, what's new? They turn that Xbox on, it's always something new.
Right.
So you're allowed to try the new things, and that's what's going to make this show absolutely killer, because we know they're going to drop something that, hey, this is available today. So we'll have a new game to play. You know what I mean?
So you do. Okay, I asked people in different places, did they think it was going to be a shadow drop? A lot of people said no.
I think it is.
It's not necessarily a shadow drop, but they'll say all available in Game Pass today. Like years ago, they put this California Forza Motorsport race circuit, a Formula One circuit that they drive through California. I'm not sure if it's Los Angeles, but it was years ago. Dan Greenwald said this map is available right now. I was like, oh, really? I got up, turned my Xbox on, and I'm downloading this map. Those type of things will happen on this show. We may not get Unlimited's game, a Hi-Fi Rush, a super killer like that, but we don't know what they're going to do. They could do anything.
Right.
And that raises a good question, because I'm gonna have to get out of here. And Sega Man and I probably talked for 40 minutes before we got on here, and we wanted to know, what are your
go ahead.
What's your most expected games and a surprise that you want for the show on Sunday? You and Tuck.
Tuck? You can go first.
Oh man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, hey y'all wouldn't win, man. Right now I'm over here in this race car game right now, man. I'm over here playing Horizon 5 right now, man. I'm in a 24 minute race right now, man. Dude, It is
That's
crazy,
good.
man.
Hey, well, hey, we play games. Hey, I'll go and then Dia could go let her think about it. And
Yeah, go
Sega
ahead.
Man and I talked about this. Of course, all I want is Forza Motorsport. I
Mhm.
like to see pit crews. I like to see a NASCAR season, and of course, a release date.
That's
The
the main
second
thing
one
I want
is
to see in that game is pit crews.
correct. And then Starfield is my second, even though I
Yeah.
know we're gonna get a show
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
My third thing, I want to see something AAA totally new that nobody has seen
Mhm.
before. And a surprise that I like is Gears, something from Gears 6. Um,
Okay.
let me see. It was one more thing. Yeah,
Ooh.
Gears 6. Also, another surprise, I like to see Halo Infinite Firefight or a Halo Infinite story mode. That will be a surprise to me. And that's what I expect. I hope from the show.
Okay.
Well, hey, can I go
For
next year?
oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. You ready?
Let me tell you right now, the one game that I really want to see, and I want to see our playground games did um what's the name of the damn game that's about to come
Fable.
out? Fable.
Fable.
Okay.
I'll put it like this, y'all. If they do the scenery and everything like they did for the motorsports,
Yeah.
oh man, it's gonna be, dude, it's gonna shut everything else down. Because they got the scenery tight and they got the gameplay the way it need to be.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a winner. I'm looking forward to that game. Of course, Starfield and
Mhm.
for the motorsports and all that stuff. Um, my game that I like to see. Oh man, there's so many games I really want to see. I would like to see Stalker.
Oh, that would be
Everybody
great.
talking about that game.
Yeah.
I would like to see that game right there do good.
That would be a really a blessing on all fronts because those jokers
Them
are at war
people,
and they
yeah.
actually lost a couple of
Yeah, they lost the
developers that were
Yeah.
actually fighting the war.
Yeah.
But
Right,
go ahead.
right. So, I would love to see that. Which I don't think I think we might see a glimpse of it,
Mhm.
but I don't think we're gonna see. I think we might see official gameplay of it. To tell you the truth.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody even talking about that what's the name of the game? That the Chainsaw Massacre game?
I saw people playing that. That actually looks very good.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I really was.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, another thing too, y'all. I'm gonna bring this up too. They saying Sony is not doing all that great on their little Game Pass thing.
Let me help you out, Tuck.
They have been.
They have. Well, you know what? We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
gonna
talk about
hit.
that later on. Yeah,
That's big. I'm gonna hit on that. I talked about it at the very beginning of the show, but we'll talk about why Sony is struggling and they're doing a repeat of the beginning of the PS4 launch. But y'all go ahead.
Hey
but
man,
no, that's really based about it for me. For
they
as far as like games and all that stuff is concerned. I'm just ready to look at the Sony people drop their mouths and just say, "Oh," and that's it.
Mhm.
That's basically about it for me, y'all.
All right, Miss
Okay.
Dea 4568. I would really love to hear what are you looking forward to with the show, Dea, coming up this weekend.
Okay. It's hard to pick just one. Well, is it just one I have to pick, or how does that?
No,
Okay.
everything you're looking forward to.
No, I say like three things you're
3.
looking forward to
Okay.
and that you feel should be at the show, and then
Okay.
like one or two surprises that you'll be like, damn, I'm glad that's here.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, Fable would have been on the top of my list, so I'm gonna exclude that because I think that's going to be there now with that teaser.
No, that's one of your expectors. You expect it to be there because they really are
Yeah.
teasing it. And if they don't
Yeah.
show Fable, I'll be like, uh-oh,
I
that's
would
a
be
problem.
shocked. Yeah,
I'll be
because I can't
stunned.
see what else that could be. Yeah. So Fable, because I'm so curious as to Playground Games doing that game. They've never done something like that before. And if they can capture the spirit of Fable, it's in my opinion, Fable is unique compared to other RPGs. So
Very
um
unique and
Yeah,
very
very unique.
European.
I agree.
yes, and I like that quirkiness about it. So I want to see um how they approach that. I want to see what they do with that. I'm just more curious about how they're approaching that game, since obviously they've never done a game like that before. So I am curious. I say for the second game for me, that we know is going to be there. That we know is going to be there. Of course, I want to see Forza because I'm always blown away by how they push everything. Like, to me, everyone is always talking about Hellblade 2, and Hellblade 2 looks fantastic so far. But you shouldn't sleep on what Forza is going to do. And
Thank you.
they're kind of rebooting, like a light reboot of the Forza franchise, because it doesn't have a number behind it. So I'm
Forza
really
is
curious
going to set the barometer of console gaming. Nothing is going to be close to it. It's going to be the one game that's going to show the most potential of the Xbox
That's
today.
what I'm looking forward to. That, because I know they will do that, and that's what I want to see. I don't doubt that Ninja Theory won't try to, but I want to see what Forza does. I want to see what they do, because to me they have been the ones that have held the mantle all this time, and they know how to do it well. So I want to see what Forza does. And I say for my third pick, Compulsion's game. I don't know if that's going to be there, but I kind of feel like it should be, because we don't really know what they've been doing, and it's been quite a while, I guess, since they've been acquired and stuff. So I would love to see an announcement of their game. I don't know if it's going to be there. I guess that wouldn't be an assurity, but I think because of the amount of time that has passed, it might be, because we heard things about that game being developed and everything. And I guess by now we'd love to see maybe something on it, like a name, a title, anything, to figure out what it is they're doing, because I'm very curious as to what they're doing as well, because again, they've only made, that I'm aware of, what's that, Contrast and We Happy Few. That's it. That's all they've done. So and whatever they showed Phil Spencer was enough to want him to purchase these people. So I want to see what it is that project is. So I would love to see that. As for the things that I would, like out of left field, I guess. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I would switch Compulsions. I would move that out. I would put Perfect Dark there. I would put Perfect Dark
Dude,
there.
if they show
Yeah.
Perfect Dark, y'all gonna lose me for the show.
That's I really want to see that. And so I would say that Compulsion's game would be one of the out of left field ones, because they really haven't announced anything on that. But I am curious about what they're going to have there. As for another wish list would be Killer Instinct. If they announce that, to me, that's a mic drop. If they announce Killer Instinct is being made, it's coming, and they show something on it, mic drop. And I say,
and see, dear, you're saying what Unlimited said. We'll get to what Unlimited said here after you finish, but
okay,
it's the variety.
it's the
that you
variety,
speak
yeah,
of.
because they own fighting game, and it's good. And this is the year of the fighting games, because you got all these other fighting games coming out. And other people think, okay, well, it's competition for Xbox. No, it isn't, because you don't have to pay for it. Anybody can play it if they have Game Pass.
Yep.
So it puts it in a different league compared to the other games. I'm not saying that like a Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter is doing pretty well and all that. That's great, but Killer Instinct is its own type of game, and it's going to offer its own experience. And the beauty of that is anybody who's in the Xbox ecosystem now have their own fighter. That's a big deal. And especially if it's supported over a long period of time. So I really would love to see a Killer Instinct announced.
Also,
And
dear, especially if they keep the Elite in there from Halo, and if they threw one of the Gears characters in there.
yeah, that's what I want to see them do, is things like that. Yeah, I would love to if they announced a character like that. Like, let's say they announce Killer Instinct, they talk about the game a little bit, show some stuff, and then all of a sudden at the very end you see like a Marcus Phoenix just pop out and he's fighting or something like that, or whatever, whatever character. That would be fantastic. I would love to see something like that. Would be cool. That for me, I would be so excited if I saw something like that. So yeah, I would love to see that. And my last pick would be the Halo Battle Royale thing from Certain Affinity. I would love to see that. I don't know if we're going to see that though, because that hasn't been. Was that announced? I mean, I think it was
to
officially
Unlimited
announced, right?
Back to Unlimited talking his trash. I said two things I wanted from Halo. You brought up a third.
Yeah, the battle royale.
That's how
Yeah.
big that damn game is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm curious about that, and I would love to see how they're approaching it. And from what I hear, they're using the Unreal Engine for it, so it could have a different feeling, a different, I don't know.
That
I don't
won't
know what
happen.
they're doing it.
I'll guarantee. I'm not gonna guarantee it, but that's not gonna happen. Hey, the Unreal Engine is not. It's not. It's big, especially five is. We don't know what five is going to do,
Mhm.
but that slip space engine was made specifically for Halo. They can't change that dynamic.
Oh,
you,
okay. Well,
you
then that might have
change the
been
feel of Halo, you lose a lot of people. That there's
okay.
no way they switching from that engine. Now they may switch to Unreal Engine to make, let's say, Halo Wars 3 or some kind of a different spinoff that goes because making a RTS game out of Halo was totally different. I didn't even buy it day one. I tried it, the demo, understood it, then bought it. Then
Right.
beat it on Legendary Halo Wars 1 and 2.
Hmm.
Beat it on Legendary. So yeah,
Oh,
but
that's great.
that's one of the things that I don't believe
Okay,
about
so
them
that could
switching.
that could be just something wrong information. But we know the
Yeah.
battle royale is being made right by Certain
Yeah.
Affinity
Oh,
because they
and
announced it.
certain affinity, dear. That's Max Hoberman's group, and Max Hoberman created the online structure of the original Halo. He formed that team back in
Oh,
2000, before 2007, and actually they've been a part of 343 making variants for 343 since 2007. So they're not new to the Halo system at all. That's
oh,
an elite
okay.
group from Bungie.
That's great.
Yeah.
That has me even more excited.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
so
I
yeah.
know my Halo, and Sega Man and I know Gears. We know the ins and outs of it, and we damn sure know Forza. So yeah, but go ahead.
Yep, yep. So that'd be my three choices. And the reason I chose these because like what Unlimited said, I'm looking forward to Avowed and all that. But because Obsidian is one of my favorite Xbox developers. I love them. I just
Mhm.
love what they do. But the reason why I had my reasons for the things that I chose, like maybe they push the tech or they might be doing something for the first time or so, they
Yes,
bring in something fresh
yes,
to their game, and so I get to see something and get a different experience from each one. That's why I made the
yes,
choices that I made.
yeah. Hey, you know what? I know Sega Man like to go through the comments. Hey, what's up, Radiance 96? We shouted out a few people,
Yep.
and Jay had a good comment. When Unlimited and I brought up Game Pass. He said,
Hmm.
at 10:49 a.m., Jay said, even hold on a second.
1049.
Yeah, he
Okay.
said even where am I at? Even before Game Pass, Xbox gamers were always trying out new games since the OG Xbox. The
Mm.
OG Xbox was based on an online community or was made for online off the top. Off the top
Oh,
of things they were. Yeah,
okay.
and they were, you know. Two Man 55, what's up? And Jay said again he wants a Forza release date.
Oh yeah, I think
Anything,
we're getting that. Yeah.
yeah, anything about Fable, and he's all set. Gogo Poe wanted to hear about third-party exclusives like Contraband
Contraband. Yeah,
and
yeah.
IO Interactive. Um,
Yeah. What's the name of that project that IO is
I don't
doing?
know, man. Y'all better Unlimited, and you guys are better at that than me.
I think it's Dragon something, isn't it? I can't remember. I haven't
I'm
heard
not
anything
sure.
about that, but in a while. I think it's some dragon game or something. I'm not sure
Yeah.
though. You guys in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know those things like that. What's up, Anthony Chipmunk? And here we have a guy, Three Beer Baron. He said, "What's up? First party will be stacked for indies.
And
Want to see replaced
oh,
Lies of P
replaced. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Flintlock release dates. Day one GP.
Oh,
Game
I'm
Pass.
all
Day
in,
one
beer.
Game
I'm all
Pass. Yeah,
in. I forgot about replaced and stuff. Yeah,
hmm
yeah.
yeah. And then here's where we were talking about what Unlimited was talking about here. What you alluded to earlier. He said, I'll say this, if Xbox doesn't show exactly what I'm expecting, I will still think the show is good because, we are going to get a variety of games anyway. I want to see Avowed more than any game. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about Avowed, and the main thing Unlimited said, we getting. a super variety of games.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, I'm stuck in my ways, but I'll try different things. Like E-Rock wanted everybody to try. What's that one game with the girl and the boy that
Huh?
E-Rock was walking up and down the street in front of my house saying, "I'm gonna try this game." What was that game, Sega Man?
What
How am
was
I
it?
forgetting this game?
Shit,
It came out last year around October.
Nuni Kuni?
Huh?
Not Nuni Kuni, right?
No, 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 no. It was a game with that one girl, and she was carrying around a boy, and I threw these
Plague's
guys with
Tale?
a Plague's Tale. Thank you. Gee
Oh,
Plague
whiz.
okay.
Yeah,
Requiem.
Okay.
Plague
yeah.
Tale
You know,
Requiem. Yeah.
Yeah,
what's
Plague
up,
Tale
Emmanuel?
was a good game.
Yeah, yeah. And Anthony Chipmunk said, "What'll make me walk off the show? All I need is Perfect Dark."
Oh, Perfect Dark. Me too, Anthony. I'm
Dude, I
very
go
curious as
crazy.
to what that game is going to look and feel. I mean, they tried to. I really want to see that because it's just we don't know enough about it. You know,
Dude,
as far as the gameplay and all that stuff. So I want to see what they've chosen to do with the game.
mhm. Yeah,
Well,
Oh,
guys,
Jay did say it's a dragon game. Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
We
know
just
the
don't know
name
the
of it
name of
though. Yeah, I
Well,
just don't know the name of
well,
it.
guys, I'm gonna do my. I think I'm gonna. I know we gotta get going, so I'm gonna
it. Yep.
do
Mhm.
what I want to see real quick. You
Okay.
know, most of them what the panel said. But I believe when we see the show, I believe that me and Zink, all the gears we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see Gear 6. I'm gonna say that we're gonna see
What?
Gear 6. Yeah.
Oh, Sega man.
oh man,
Go
we
out on I'm
get
gonna go
six,
out on.
man.
I know.
Man,
If I'm, hey, look, guys. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm gonna put on my tinfoil Xbox Koofy.
Your 10 for a cap.
Yeah, I may have said
Not
it wrong.
hat, cap. You
Mhm.
want
Cat.
to look cool with yours.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say we're gonna see some Gear 6. I might not be a lot, but I'm
Mhm.
thinking we're gonna see some Gear 6 to get us hyped up, the Gears fans. It's been over. It's been long enough. Been overweighted, And
Mhm.
I
it's
get
like 5 years now.
Almost. It's like
yeah,
that. Gears
almost.
came out 2019, like September.
Yeah,
Yeah, Gears 5. So, um,
If they
if we
announce
don't,
that, then I hope they do the collection too. If they do that, I would love
yeah,
for them to say they did the collection or something. I really
I can
hope they
agree
do
with
that.
Dio on that. I think
Yeah.
what they'll do is do 2 and 3, like do a collection, and then it'll keep us, waiting for the Gear 6. But I really believe we're going to see something from the Coalition, man. To me, the Coalition is one of the best ever, you know, uh, creators, man, out there when it comes to gaming developers. Their
Mhm.
Coalition is
yeah.
off the chain with how they
Mhm.
do Gears, man. Every time you play Gears, it's something different in there. Just
It's
ask
awesome.
other Zinc. It's just it's amazing.
Hmm.
Gears is an amazing masterpiece and showpiece, actually, honestly, for the Xbox, and so is Halo. But my heart is Gears, so I cannot
Mhm.
wait to see, some new Gears. That will be awesome. Especially Forza Motorsport. It's long overweighted. I love Forza Motorsport. 7 was breathtaking,
Hmm.
breathtaking. My favorite board in there is Dubai.
Hmm.
Dubai is my
Oh,
favorite
okay.
board.
Oh yeah, that by yeah,
The
Hmm.
yeah, I
detail in
agree.
Dubai is awesome, bro. If you look at the the mountains and the rocks you drive by,
Beautiful.
you see the detail,
Yep.
every little nook and cranny in there. You
And,
know what I
and
mean?
see, he says that, and my favorite track is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in
Yeah,
Daytona.
yeah,
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
I cannot wait to see that, Zinc. I know me and you're gonna be like, like our eyes are gonna melt out of our head because I believe they're gonna do fantastic with the ray tracing in there, the graphics, the color, everything they do when it comes to Forza Motorsport. You're
Hmm.
gonna see just the magic that they produce. They are the number one racing game on the planet,
That's right. That's right.
regardless. Gran Turismo can't hold a candle, Sport, whatever.
Hmm.
They're the best racing game on the planet right now. It just is. You can't. There's no negating that. There's not a racing game out there right now that can beat uh Forza Motorsport, man. So I'm waiting to see that. I want to see a little bit of Contraband, like the brother brought up in the chat.
Okay.
I was going to say that.
Contraband. That should be
Uh,
ready by now, though. What? Because that was announced in what 2021, maybe. I think it was a.
was it
When
21?
was that? When was that announced? Does anybody know? When was Contraband
I don't
announced?
know, man. You need unlimited for stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we lost our resource here. You know, we're like
Our
we're too old. We're
resource
trying to figure
hog.
out like.
Don't worry. Hey, don't worry. He'll be on the chat telling you in a minute.
Okay.
Zinc and Dia and first lady of chat 40 day of 4568. One of the games I would
2021.
like to see, a brand new game coming from one of our studios, is a new Wolfenstein. I would like to see a new
Oh man, I've heard so many people say
Ooh,
that. Yeah,
That's another one.
a lot of
yeah,
people want that game.
That's
yeah.
something I would
I
like
miss
to see.
Wolfenstein, man.
I'd like to see a new Wolfenstein, and maybe they might be working on a new one. I don't know. This is just me, theorizing. But I would like to see a new Wolfenstein. Some people say Wolfenstein. I say Wolfenstein. So I would like to see a new one. It's one of my favorite games that Bethesda
Hmm.
makes. So I would love to see a new one come out. That would be awesome. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'm really looking forward to the show, guys. And I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say that my theories, when we watch this show, everybody, when we watch this show, I think we're going to get a surprise drop. I do believe that. And I also believe that we're going to see something that we didn't see coming. I really
Okay.
think they're going to do that. I think Xbox is going to surprise us.
Thank you,
We're
Sega
going
Man,
to,
because I was
yeah.
saying the same thing, but everybody kept saying no, they're not going to do it.
Nah,
So
I, I,
yeah,
I believe they are. I mean, look, everybody's entitled to an opinion. Dea, they can say it all they want, but I really believe that we're going to see something we did not see coming at all. That was under the radar. That was close to their chests. That they kept, that they kept secret and behind the
Mhm.
Xbox curtain, bro. I think we're going to
Wolfenstein.
see something that we didn't expect coming, man.
And the thing about it, when we make a prediction, it's not demonstrative. Like we know this is coming, and then if it doesn't come, we hate on Xbox for doing it,
Right,
like other
Right,
right,
people
of
do.
course,
Yeah,
Like
right.
they should have done this, and the show was
right.
a failure, and all of this old nonsense.
Exactly. Oh, and
Yeah.
Unlimited said Contraband debuted in 2021. Hi, Realist. And Realist
What's
says
up, realist?
it's pronounced Wolfenstein. I think it's called Wolfenstein.
Is
The
that is
name of the
that is that
game.
is that the way the Germans say?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm American realist, so I'm gonna say Wolfenstein. All right.
Yeah, somebody
I
else
tell you,
said
I tell you
we
right now, if they make another Wolfenstein, I want them to put the multiplayer back in it, because
yeah,
years ago,
tell it was a
years ago they had it on the
Tuck.
PC.
Tuck, it was Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
and I was so good at that, man. I was a medic. I was
Yeah.
in the top 10%, top 13% at the time of everybody online being a medic.
And my
Yeah,
favorite
so
map on that bad boy was the one when they had like the battle of like in the real war. They had the battle of
the
something.
beaches of
They had,
Normandy. You have
on
to,
the beach.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. It was awesome.
If
Yeah,
they do that, that's gonna be awesome. But
yep.
but Sega Man got me hooked on those older ones.
Yeah, they were awesome, man.
Got me hooked.
Yeah.
He
that-
got me
man.
hooked line and sinker on the older ones. Oh man.
And to run
Yeah.
through these real quick, man, before we get out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna do our outros. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Zeke.
Emmanuel A1, he said Gear 6 would be dope.
Oh, yeah.
Tool Man said something. Look,
Yeah,
this
Two
would be
Man.
crazy too. Give us a standalone Arbiter game for Halo. That would be dope. What's up, realist?
Ooh.
Um,
Two Man said that?
yeah.
Wow,
And-
I'm on board with that.
yeah. Paltrex, I said, what's up, the realist? Paltrex said he'd be down for the Gears collection, but they should give that some love with a steel
Yeah, he
book
said steel book. I agree with that.
and some
Make it a
swag.
whole make it a blowout. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I'm gonna get that. If they do that, I'm definitely gonna get that.
100%.
Yeah.
It don't matter what it costs either.
Yep. I
What's
don't care.
up?
120, whatever. I'm gonna get it.
What's up, Anthony Chipmunk? Somebody else said something too. A realist said Xbox is about to show us what a real game show is. No doubt about that.
No doubt, realist. No doubt, brother.
Yeah, like I said, Microsoft about to pull, man, they gonna be a dog, man. From here now, they gonna start being dogs, man. You see those Diablo commercials, man? They far. The Diablo commercials,
Oh
No,
yeah.
I didn't
they
see.
going all out on that.
Yeah. Xbox put a lot into that. They've
Yeah.
been really promoting Diablo. And it's
Oh, well.
been good. So
Yeah, I'm
We
telling you,
might as
man,
well say
they gonna be
what the
dog
realist
trail now,
said.
man.
The realist said the
Stop
worst
playing
one.
around with people.
He said he's predicting a stalker shadow drop.
Ooh, now if they did that, oh my gosh, the internet would explode.
Realist,
Yeah, that would be a
realist,
big shadow
realist just
drop.
up the ante. He just up the
Yeah,
ante.
Yeah,
You know
he
what? You
did.
might be right, realist. That's why I like realist, man.
Stalker
Real
2
Xbox
shadow
dude out here in
drop.
these streets.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be cool to see that, man. That'd
Yeah,
be
I
cool.
like to see a drop of Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that'll be another
That
one.
would be a big one because that's a big
working on
IP.
that. I think they're
And I
working
think
on
that
it. Yeah.
movie's getting ready to come out soon. So yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be a big one.
And Jay said what Unlimited said basically. He said, I'm hyped either if they don't show what I want. Let's
Right,
go.
right,
I'm so
Yeah,
excited for a show,
right.
dude. I'm making sure I'm clearing my schedule from the next 5 minutes when I get off this show to Sunday. I make sure I don't have nothing to do. I'm even gonna put my mother on ice.
Now,
I think I'm
what
gonna
time is that
make her
game
go to
set
sleep so
today,
she
y'all?
won't call me.
Oh man.
All right, man. So on that note, my brother, Tuckmaster, man. We're gonna do our outros, brother. Tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Hey, y'all, this is your boy DJ Tuckmaster, original pony killer. I can't stand ponies, and I know they can't stand me. And like I said, I would never have an Xbox not an Xbox, but a PlayStation or a Nintendo in my house. And I mean it. And I mean it to the day. Like I said, I got what? I got 4 Xboxes in this house.
Oh wow. Okay.
And all of them hooked up to a TV. So I would never, I would never just, I mean, man, the way I think about Sony, I just think about Sony like, who cares? I mean, you know, I mean, I'm glad when they do fall down the ship. If they go down, I wouldn't even faze me.
Right.
So, but now that's all I got to say, y'all.
All right, brother. All right. Brother Other Zinc, man. Thanks for coming and rocking out with us, man. I really appreciate Zinc coming and rocking out with us, man. Zinc, hey man, tell everybody where they can find you.
They know they can find me in the chat and on all of us on Unlimited Production Show, 12 o'clock Central Time on Sunday, and 1 o'clock in Sega Man's time.
It's gonna be fire, man. And I'll go last, but we gotta give a big shout out to Dia 4568, the first lady of Chad that comes with that knowledge, man, that gaming knowledge out here in these gaming streets, graces us, with her great knowledge, man, when it comes to gaming. I'm just very glad that she's part of our crew. You know what I mean? It's always a pleasure to have her. Dia 4568. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You guys can always find me in the chat and also amongst the panel of our group. And I just want to leave this with you, a very short thing. Just be excited. Do not let nobody tell you to temper expectations. You guys, that's what gaming is all about. It's excitement, fun. This is our time. So enjoy it. We all knew that eventually Xbox would come to a head with these games, and now it's starting. So just enjoy it. And don't be afraid of what people are going to say or what you think you might not see. Just enjoy whatever they bring.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And last but not least, your boy Sega, man. Thanks for joining me, guys, on our podcast. Man, I will be back soon. My laptop is pregnant right now. It's getting fixed by the Geek Squad. She'll be back soon. You know, gracing us, man. I had to do this on my phone, so she'll be back soon. But I want to thank the chat, man. Just everybody in the chat. Thank you for coming in and supporting me and my podcast and my brother's podcast. You know, Unlimited Truth. He bought E-Rock, the Don King of Xbox. You know, he couldn't join us. I did send him a link, but he couldn't come. Okay. You know, and I did send Hebot one, but he's probably busy. Hebot's probably busy. So yeah, man. And Ramo, what's up, Ramo? How you doing, brother?
Hi, Ramo.
What's going on, Rambo, man? What's going on, Ramo? Everybody's like, yeah, thank you, Tool Man. I'm trying to do the best I can, man. Where you laugh? What's that? What's going on? Somebody in the chat?
Man, D is his favorite guy on the show.
Thank you, Rambo. Thank you, man. I try to do the best I can, man. But I want to just say very quick, thanks for everybody coming to join us and rock out with us, man. Remember, tune in Sunday with us on the Unlimited Truth for our showcase, the best showcase, which is the Xbox showcase, which will be coming on Sunday, man. the best value for your buck, Xbox, man. In my opinion, it is the #1 system right now. I don't care how many consoles are out there. Y'all got to remember this. Let me leave y'all with this, okay? Let me leave y'all with this, all right? 50 million, 50 trillion, 50 billion consoles don't make the money. You lose money. What
It
makes the money
does
is
not.
the software. It doesn't
I
mean
agree.
how many consoles you sell. That don't mean shit. All right, it doesn't. It's the software, baby. It's the
Right.
software in the games. It's not about the console. So you guys out there that keep saying, well, Xbox only probably got about 12 million and Sony PlayStation 5, they got like 50 million. So they're beating. They're #1. You're not #1 with how many consoles you sell.
Man.
It's the software. I don't know how many times I got to keep telling you
Mhm.
dumbasses that, man. It's the software, all right? It's not the consoles. And right now, Xbox is killing it with the software, baby. With the Ultimate Game Pass, getting games dropped in there every
Yep.
week. I don't
Yep.
see nothing getting dropped in on Sony. Not really Nintendo. They're
No.
not doing a service for you guys like they're doing us on Xbox. Like I said, my slogan, we're always eating good over here. That's why everybody says it, because we're eating good over here, man, and we're happy and proud to be Xbox fans. All right, so we're gonna get out of here, guys. All right, big shouts out to the chat. Thank you for joining us, man. We're getting out of here. Peace and love, guys. Xbox for life. We don't die. We multiply. And remember, baby, we're always eating good over here. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.